You know how easy it is to create any bass sound inside Serum. Just slap some wavetables, apply FM, modulate, and voila. It's everywhere and everyone uses it. But people glorify Operator too. Yeah, the ugliest stock synth in existence. And that made me think, can it handle more modern and face-melting basslines? If you never used it, then don't worry. I will take and explain the shortest path possible. This bad boy here, oscillator A, is your carrier. And to make him less boring, you modulate his frequency with another. And another, and you get the idea. We are using the default algorithm, so this knob works like good old trusty FM PM mount inside Serum. But the key thing is to set the correct pitch and ratio for both. Let's leave oscillator A how it is and then move the chorus knob to 2 inside operator B. Now just increase the level. Yup, you just made a boring FM donk. That's when you will grab some crazy wavetables in Serum. But what if I told you Operator has some as well? Well, kinda. The default view of each oscillator or operator is this envelope display, but once you click here, you can draw your own harmonics just like Serum's wavetable editor. Again, kinda. No rules or secret sauce here. Just what sounds good. Plus, it don't need to be much to be fair. Okay, we are getting there, but that's where it might get a little bit tricky. Operator doesn't have Serum's flashy envelopes or LFOs you can map or modulate. I mean, come on. What to expect from Microsoft Excel interface. As you saw before, envelopes are assigned per oscillator, so to add a little bit of movement, all you get to do is to go back to envelope and then play with attack, release and decay times. Maybe a little bit of decay. Now, bear with me, I know there is no bass without stacking layers of distortion. We will get into post-processing a bit later, since there is a quick little tip for Operator. Sorry, but seems like my neighbors are playing Ecuador. Once you change the filter mode, you instantly get this drive slider. I found out that this classic ladder PRD filter works the best for bass sounds like those. Keep in mind that once you activate the filter, your sound might get a little bit dull. So here is before and after. To prevent that, straight away increase the envelope to 100% and then increase the drive as well. Now it's actually time to modulate the filter envelope as well. By the way, you can also try adding a shaper. I really like the hard setting, obviously. Cool thing is that once you click here on attack, you can then change the slope as well. See, it turns out that this Asian technology can produce modern sounds straight out of the box. But honestly, what makes or breaks sound design is more post-processing. Serum's FX tab exists for a reason, but we can roll out our own. It could be as simple as basic stock saturator, but with a little twist. Obviously, bass shaper curve exists for a reason and speaks for itself. But the key thing here is to go straight to color tab and start playing with this EQ curve. And don't be afraid to put drive into insane amounts, since, you know, the whole point of sound designing is to experiment with extreme examples. Another thing worth trying in this case is to apply new mode from auto filter, and you guessed it, that's gonna be a comb filter. Well, let's just turn the frequency down. Let's solo it for a moment. And then increase the envelope so we will have less work to do. And you know what, I can't hold myself for increasing another drive parameter if it's available. Now I guess all it takes is a little bit more love from OTT. And a short reverb. To not make this video the one you play to fall asleep to, let's jump straight into more complex sauce. Let me know if you're there by booping the like button, by the way. The second sound I made here has no FM. It uses the parallel algorithm of Operator, so basically all oscillators playing at once. Key thing is to pitch them the right way, and since you might be more used to semitones, here is the chart I found, and that's why I used 498 on oscillator B to bring it up 7 semitones. I think we can agree that it's a disrespectful bad boy, yet it needs some modulation love. I will first go over the pitch to make that cool slide. So activate pitch envelope, and then the initial value is gonna be 0 semitones. The peak one is gonna be, let's just pitch it down, so -12, and the sustain, let's make it -12 as well. So as it goes down with the pitch, it will stay there. Okay, I think that's gonna be a right timing, but if you want to make this whole effect a little bit weaker, all you got to do is to go here to destination A and then bring the percentage down. Obviously the whole sound is a little bit too bright, so let's just bring the filter down. You actually have 3 different options to add a cool movement to your sound inside Operator. First is LFO. You can set the values to whichever operators you want, or maybe if you want to go with something like filter frequency, since we use filter, sync, and then 116. Increase the amount. It kinda gets there, but it sounds kinda trash for what I want to do. So let's go with another option. Go to filter and then change this loop mode to sync. Then apply the same value, so that's gonna be 116, and then play with envelope, so decrease the sustain at first. Yes, in case you wondered, those options can be modulated as well. Now, since I changed the envelope of the sound, you probably know what it means. But first, let's apply a bit more saturation, and in fact, we can actually copy the saturator from our first sound, then apply it here. Okay, but now, slap envelope follower here, and then play with mapping for different parameters. Maybe let's just try mapping the resonance. Maybe the drive as well. But just to use the full power and flexibility of live routing, let's just assign a fourth value to maybe the amount of high boost inside color curve. Personally, I think this one sounds killer, even without more post-processing. Could we add some? Sure, but that kills the point of the whole video. I know we want to try all the features, reinvent the wheel with crazy routing and wavetables, but the truth is that hard-hitting sounds don't need more than simple waveforms, some frequency modulation, and a bunch of effects. I bet this drop will sound different, maybe even better once I would use some presets I have for Serum or other synths, but I treated it as a challenge, which you should try too. Yet, if you need more sound design tips for older stock synths, then better check this one next.